Good morning, my name is Sergeant Henderson. I'm from the Nebraska National Guard, currently deployed here in Djibouti, Africa. The presentation I will be giving you today is unclassified. Before we get started with any of that though, just make sure you watch out for any slips, trips, or falls. Know your fire exits and your storm shelters if there was ever any unexpected weather. All in all, the risk assessment here is low. Just make sure that you have a proper and clean working environment to avoid water spilling on any of your laptops or anything. The purpose of this presentation today is for me to tell you the 3 different types of leadership that the military uses today. With these 3 different types, I'm going to further and explain and help you have a better understanding of how the military works and why this leadership is important and the individual roles or traits that they play throughout their career. With the overview, we've already kind of covered the introduction, but the body or the 3 main points would start with direct leadership, onto organization leadership, and end with strategic leadership. In conclusion, and if you could do me a favor and hold all your questions till the end, I'll be happy to answer them for you. So what is leadership? The definition of leadership is the influencing of people by providing purpose, direction, and motivation while operating to accomplish the mission and improve the organization. This is very important because without leadership, there would not be the flow that you need to work together as one force. True satisfaction comes from getting the job done. The key to a successful leader is to earn respect, not because of rank or position, but because you are a leader of character. Major Dick Winter said this, who is the commander of the Band of Brothers. This here really hit personally because, especially being in a new environment, never being deployed before, and seeing other soldiers kind of struggle or something like that. The higher you get up here, or in places sometimes, the more rank that you get or position, you forget about the other soldiers. You forget about the soldier you once were. It is very important for you as a leader to double check and make sure and see how your soldiers are doing, see how they're adapting here. They're away from their main support system with their friends and family back home, so it is up to you to be that main support system. And taking that time to see how they're doing could make a big difference on deployment away from your family, and also having that soldier's back, or encouraging them to do better or be a better leader, or these are the steps that you took and this is what you learned from. That way they understand and they're like, okay, that's the type of leader I want to be. Also will help improve recruiting and retention as well, with soldiers wanting to stay in and further their career and not want to just get out because they're not getting taken care of here. The first stage of leadership that I'm going to talk about is direct leadership. This type of leadership is a leadership that gets the job done. You are the worker. You're the one who is tasked out by the commander, and it's up to you to fully understand and have an intuitive side to you and know exactly what the commander wants or expects from you. That way you can get it done, and it is done accurately and properly, because that would be very bad if you understood his task that he wanted to give you completely wrong. This starts anywhere from the squad level to the battalion level, even up to the table of distribution and allowances unit, which is also known as a TDA unit. This type of leadership gives you the opportunity to build as a team, build as a battalion. It helps you empower soldiers and improves productivity when you're delegating. Gives you the opportunity to get your soldiers to have their toes in the water, to see what they're capable of, or learn things and do things that they never thought they would ever do, especially on the civilian side. Really encouraging them to be like, hey, go on that ride in the helicopter, or train for a medevac. Even though it's not in their MOS, it's helping encourage and getting their toes in the water to where they feel more confident as a soldier, or wanting to try and do more things. The second level of leadership is organizational leadership. This is the one that ensures that things are in proper working order, and if they become out of order, it is up for you to ensure and stop mission and make sure that you regain flow to the mission and the organizational level is restored. This is anywhere from the brigade level to the director of installation levels, such as TDA organizations, and even assists through the undersecretary of the Army level. So with this level, you are given a little bit more responsibilities, and what come with more responsibilities is you get in trouble more if you make a mistake. But at this time, this is also one of the most important type of leadership, in my opinion, because this gives you the time to inspire soldiers to be better soldiers, add to that resume. You can even take the time to get to know your soldier as well, which will go 1,000 miles, simply because you see him 2 days out of the month or 2 weeks out of the year, and you see them and you don't know what they do on their civilian side. You just assume what they do on their military side, and you can find out whether that person's a mechanic or electrician or anything on their civilian side that could help better the mission, such as if a vehicle is broken down or a vehicle needs to be driven, you need to have a CDL license or something like that. If you take the time to ask your soldiers or soldiers around you what they do on your civilian side, and say the people who would actually do it is off down range on a mission, you can ask that person to help you. Not only does that help the mission flow better, it also gives the soldier an opportunity to add that to that resume, or be like, hey, you know what, I stepped in when the team needed me, building confidence, building trust and respect within the unit or the team itself. It can go many, many miles with that situation. So you can see the talents and continue to provoke confidence. The last level of leadership is called strategic leadership, which is the highest of leadership that you can get in the military, also known as VUCA, which stands for volatility, uncertainty, complexity, and ambiguity. These are the traits that make up strategic leadership as itself. These are the highest levels of both military and civilian. As you can see, these are signing the Declaration of Independence here. They would be a form of strategic leadership. They led the way and set the stone and the standard of what is expected of us as people. This starts anywhere from the division to corps level and even up to the national level. And with this level, you do put a lot of trust and respect into both direct leadership and organizational leadership, ensuring that you are putting your mission together. This is what you want, and you're passing it down to them to have them help you make sure we accomplish the mission as a whole. So why are these levels of leadership important? There's many endless factors of why levels of leadership are important, or leadership in general is important. You get the time as that type of leadership to evaluate the soldier, see what they're capable of, see what they need to learn, see what you can teach them, or what they can even teach you, because you can never stop learning. It matures our intellect, because forces are always changing, weaponry is always changing, and war is always changing. So this gives us multiple eyes on the target of how we can better our force as a whole, and we can communicate and work together as an organization to make sure that we can get the job done in a very efficient manner. You can lead the organization to achieve in both training and combat, holding each level accountable, and you honestly become one working force. Now, holding each level accountable, if you know different types of leadership, or you even see somebody beside you in the same type of leadership, and you see they're not doing their job, you can hold them accountable because you know the standard, and you understand the different levels of leadership and what the military expects for you, and how far we can go if we abide by this. In conclusion, I went over direct leadership, organizational leadership, and strategic leadership. Direct leadership being individual or small group, squad level, and task-oriented. Organizational leadership will be more organizational systems and process perspective. And then the highest of the highest, strategic leadership and skills, which is more global, regional, national, societal perspective. And without all of these working together as one force, there would be chaos. And with chaos, there is nothing getting done. This gives you the steps, it gives you the ranking structure that you understand and need to understand. That way, someone's not saying that they can't listen to a certain person, or you get that mutual respect. Okay, you're my higher up, or you're more experienced, you know what you're doing, and you're very respectful by it. So yes, I will follow you. I will follow you into that fire. So altogether, leadership is very important, and when you put all these steps together, It's just an endless amount of opportunities and accomplishments that we can have. Pending any questions? Alrighty, this concludes the brief. You guys are dismissed.